Gutenberg 16.7 released on January 31st of this year. This is a really big one. The new block JSON allowed. There's a filter that we have access to that we can filter the blocks that are allowed inside of another block. So what this means is now we can, forever, we used to not be able to add more blocks inside the navigation block. And now we can. Now we can filter, add whatever we want to it. So I have a little demo here. I can show you the code for it actually. I'm in Obsidian, right? What am I doing? Where am I doing? Like this. So all I'm doing here is make sure this still works. So there's a filter on blocks that register block type is the name of our filter. And yeah, so we're going to check to see if the block name is core navigation. If it is, we're going to spread settings across the object, and then we're going to add some more allowed blocks in here. So there are a list of allowed blocks, which I can show you. There's console.log, settings.allowed blocks. You can see what's allowed now. And so we just come in here. So I'm just going to go ahead and add a navigation block in here. We'll show it. So if I inspect my thing in here, I'm going to zoom that in because not a single human could probably read that. Let's try this again. Did that not work? Did that not work? Maybe I have it on the wrong hook. I was messing around. There we go. So if you look, these are the allowed blocks that are in there now. So what I want to do is I want to be able to add an avatar. I like to have, like in my menu, if I had a login, log out thing, maybe I want to have the avatar block show up in there. So what I've done is I've taken the existing allowed blocks and I've added them back into the allowed blocks array. If it's null, then it's just going to be an empty array. But then I want to add the core avatar block. So now what that means is when I come in here and I add a block. Add this block, I can now find the avatar block in there, and you couldn't do that before. So this is a simple example, but it's also very, 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 very powerful because now you can put any custom block you want in there. So if you like mega menus, this is for you. In fact, my good friend, colleague, brother from another mother, Nick Diego, is working on a really cool demo of a mega menu that I don't know if he has it out and running yet, but yeah, that's that. So yeah, cool. So that's the first big one. So the sky is the limit for what you can do with this. Next, site editor, post editor unification. So I've been adding a lot of things in here to kind of get the two editors kind of like unified. So it's the same interface. It's actually quite nice. So there is a lot going on with the interactivity API. So it says here also the interactivity API and fonts library have received a big refactor. These are getting close to the 6.5 release, so it's a great time to test them. Go and test this stuff. It is so cool. So darn cool. I need to test something. Speaking of testing something, stand by. I need to see something here. Interesting. All right. Oh, the Lup is here. He's joined. Hello, my friend. Good to see you. Good to see you. I was just like, is anyone here? It's just me and my bots today, but it's me and my bots and the Lup, and I love you, the Lup. God, my jokes are horrible. They're getting more and more like dad jokes every day. Hey, Jay Slay, nice name. How you doing? Good to see you. Cool. So the interactivity API is something that I'm going to be focusing on a lot in the coming weeks. It is so cool, and the stuff that we can do with it is really, really cool. So there's some new directives. If you're not familiar with what the directive is, I can kind of explain it a little bit. So in the interactivity API, what you do is you add these things called directives, and they tell, and this on the server side, there is this really neat tool called the HTML tag processor that finds these little attributes and adds things to them. So these directives. So these directives are how you would add interactivity to your blocks. And so they're adding more. We have some on window, on document, which I haven't played around with yet. These handle global events like scroll, key press, load, ready, etc., which is really cool because you could do things like have your block scroll in the view and all that. There's list rendering. There's I don't know what this is. Data run to execute custom logic while rendering an element with directives. Interesting. I haven't played with that one yet, but that'll be cool. Footnotes available for custom post types. That's pretty cool. Sports the following custom field in revisions. Okay, neat. Well, that's good to know. So if you want to add footnotes to your custom post types, it's now possible. Let's take a quick look at the changelog. I don't know. AJ, did you see the demo I did on the allowed blocks filter, which is super cool? If you did not, go back in time 5 minutes and see that. But basically what it allows you to do is add blocks to the allowed block setting for every block, which is a big deal because, for example, the core navigation block, we were never able to add custom things to it. It was a hard-coded list. That is no longer the case. So it makes adding things like an avatar block very, very easy. And any block you want, to be honest. Okay, cool. Changelog. Features. Interactivity API. Okay, we kind of talked about this. This I'm very excited about. So the interactivity API is an API allows you to add interactivity to blocks, but also there's like the ability to do client-side navigation. So you can do full page like SPAs, all that sort of stuff with the interactivity API. And I want to come up. There's a great demo. Which I don't. There's a great demo of that here. Let me just see if there's a live link for it. Where's the live link? Is that it? Oh, and I'm downloading. I don't want to download it. Where is it? There should be a. Oh, here it is. So this is the link. If you want to check this out, I'll drop it in the chat here. And so this, if you notice, as you navigate through, we're not actually getting a page load. It's changing the URLs, but it's not actually loading pages, which is awesome. Because if you want to do something like this, and you want to play the trailer, you can see the trailers. You can't see that because I have to move my face. The trailer's down here, and it'll keep playing. I'm going to just turn the volume off so it doesn't blow my head off. And then as you click through, it's still working. So this is like a React application-ish sort of thing, single page app. We have stayed across pages. If you like things, you can see that the like numbers appear, whatever. If we like all these movies, and this is all done with the interactivity API, which is super cool. And so that's something that I haven't personally played with yet, but I'm really, really excited to do a demo of that in the coming weeks, I think. Very much so. Typography, default font sizes, added the theme JSON. That's cool. Get font third function. Okay. Block bindings. Block bindings are really cool. So we have the beginnings of block bindings and coming in 6.5 that allows you to basically connect like a paragraph tag to a piece of post meta, for example. It's a limited amount of blocks that can do it. I believe right now you can do the the paragraph tag, the paragraph block, the heading block, I think, and then there's the image block will handle it too. So that means that some of your more simple meta is easier to connect. Like you don't need to build a custom block just to show a simple piece of meta. If you just want to have a string, a status, for example, and show it in a paragraph block, you can do that, and it's actually quite straightforward. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. But we'll have to get into that a little bit later. I'm just gonna get through this. Maybe we'll jump back into block bindings or interactivity API, depending on what y'all want to do. So we got some effects block shadow tools added to block inspector. That's cool. Enhancements to components. Opt in for 40 pixel default size for. Okay. Replace style picker. Toggle group. Okay. Toggle picker. Replace tabs with tab panel with tabs. And the other. This is nice. The new tabs one's a component's a lot nicer. I think it's a lot more accessible as well. Interactivity API. Render the root interactive blocks. Interactive replace navigation with data region. The scope. Use with asynchronous operations. Prevent the use of text components. WP text. Remove data. Update. Okay, a lot of stuff going on there, block editor. Copy. There's nothing in here that seems, I mean, this is all great stuff, but there's nothing here that's like, whoa, we gotta check that. Footnotes, yep. Block copy, blah, blah, blah. Data views is getting better and better and better. I think the data views are going to be used by default. If you go into, I think your templates, manage your templates, manage all templates. Yeah, so this is your data views, which is neat because I think you can change the layout. Let's go like a, sorry, nope, that was weird. List, I'm going to set it to grid. You have this sort of, is it a preview? Yeah, it's a preview. So this is a preview of all of your templates now, which is very nice. This is very, very, very nice because I mean, I don't know about you, but when I create templates, I don't remember what they look like or what they're called or anything. So that's a cool thing. So data views are very, very cool. This is going to be sort of, I believe the intention with these data views is to replace all the admin screens eventually, but we're starting, I think, with the templates. And I think now you can manage pages. Come back into pages, manage all pages. Yeah, so we still have that same, so this is the data view, the data views project as well. Okay, what's next? Right. And mechanic. Oh, nice, thanks. I'm really glad you were able to attend. It was a fun one. That it's actually up on YouTube now, so I will drop a link in here for the WordPress. Where is it? Developer hours? Shh, stop telling me your name. How do we get it? So this is the developer hours. So go in here and check it out. So this was like not an introduction to JavaScript, but it was sort of like modern JavaScript block stuff, right? No, not even block stuff. So I mean, it's stuff that you would use probably every day as a block developer, a theme developer. Little fun tools like object destructuring, which is something I love. I nerd out about it. I honestly, I try to see how deep I can get it in with my nested curly braces and stuff. Oh, David Guire, resub. Thank you, David. You sneaky little vixen, just sneaking in here and subbing. Thanks, man. I appreciate you. Yeah, I personally think that we need some more stuff like that. Not necessarily from me, but just in the community in general. Like we always talk about the latest and greatest, and then I drop something on the floor. All the really cool stuff that's out there and that you can work on and the bleeding edge. But then, I feel sometimes like we leave a certain group kind of behind because it's, if you haven't written a lot of JavaScript, or it's really hard to kind of understand what's happening, and the syntax is weird in cases. Like I don't know if you've ever written like a generator function with an asterisk and a yield and that stuff. Like it took me a long time. Yeah, WP flavored React. I think that's a fantastic follow-up. Understanding the parts of React that you need to know to work with blocks. That'd be great. I'm going to pitch that as a dev hours because I think it's a great idea. You don't need to know everything about React, but you need to understand certain things. Just like you don't need to know, and people are going to be like, what? No, you need to know everything. But I mean, to work with PHP and WordPress, you don't need to know every single feature of the whole language. You need to know what you need to know to get it done, right? And I mean, if you want to learn more, you should, and it's great. But yeah, I think it's a great idea. WP flavored React. I'm going to call it that. React flavored app. No, WP flavored React is better. I'm trying to change it and make it mine, but it's yours, M Mechanic. Anyways, I'm off my soapbox. Let's continue. Sorry. Site editor, group to place inside list. Initial routing refactoring. Unify. Tracking down rogue renders in React is meh, annoying. It is. I think honestly, David, I think knowing like what causes a render. Like, you know what I have never seen? I shouldn't say never. Do you know what I rarely see in block code is something like use memo or use callback, which for the React folks in the room is a way that you can ensure that your stuff doesn't re-render, right? Like it doesn't allocate new memory, if I'm understanding correctly. It doesn't allocate new memory for that function that you're using every time. And I hear that that's a very important thing. So I don't know. Maybe it doesn't help. I know that a lot of blocks in Gutenberg in general does do a lot of re-renders, but just understanding what causes a re-render And why? It's great. And that leads into use effect and knowing when to use certain things and dependency arrays and all that fun stuff. I'm going to put myself back over here because I think that's a better layout. Okay, block bindings. What do we got? Update source registration syntax and remove APIs that should be private. Okay. Block hooks. Do not remove toggle hook block at present. All right. Really excited about block bindings. I think it's going to take... in its current state, I don't think it's going to replace things like ACF. But it's going to make doing some simpler things a lot easier. Let's put it that way for now. But this is very early, very, very early. I mean, it's gonna be hot stuff. Okay, sync patterns. What do we got? Use a patch on patterns. Add an image block support pattern overrides. Outline editable blocks. Oh my god, you guys are boring me. Just kidding. Post editor, post lock. Use new modal size preset. Okay. Description. Font library. Update the collection of data URL source. Navigation block to render hooked inner blocks. Get text and get template new APIs. Block binding. Block bindings API. Add block bindings PHP registration mechanism with post meta source under experimental flag. Cool. So with block bindings, you define a source. And Justin Tadlock has got a really great article that he's working on for the dev blog. Spoiler alert. That was going to get into block bindings pretty deep, and it's really cool. Really cool. Who dat? Colorful tones. Just follow. Colorful tones? I know you. If I know you, give me a thumbs up in the chat, Colorful. I'm pretty sure I know who you are. It starts with a D. Hey, Damon. Good to see you, man. Welcome to the stream. Awesome. It's all right if you prefer I didn't call your name out, let me know. But otherwise, I'll share with the viewers who you are and how we know each other. Anyways, all good. It's Damon, my man Damon. We worked together at 10 Up for a little while, I think, right, Damon? And then now you're over at WP Engine. Is that right? Welcome to the stream. Thanks for hanging out with us. Yes, awesome. Anyways. Okay, block library. So avatar block fix broken alignments in the editor. Bed block. Okay, these are just mostly bug fixes. But update navigator block feature gate. Components. Yeah, the bug fixes are awesome. They're great to have, but there's nothing in here that I see anyways that jumps out at me. It's like, oh my lord, we have to talk about that. Okay. Templates, API, site editor accessibility. Performance. Oh, this is great. Lots of performance stuff. Where else are you live? Where else am I? Daryl is asking from YouTube. Where else am I live? I'm live on Twitch, which is my primary. So I'm gonna drop the link in here, Daryl, and you're welcome to come join us in Twitch if that's what you're into. But you're also welcome to hang out on YouTube, which is why I'm streaming. And I'm not streaming on Twitter right now. We talked about block bindings briefly, David, but I haven't shown any demos yet. It's still, there's no UI for it. You can do it. You add it through your like you have to go into the editor and do it that way. I can show you a demo. I'll show you a demo after this with something that I'm working on if I can do it correctly. Bunch of performance stuff. Block editor. Hooks instead of HOCs for editor notices. Yeah, that's yep. That's he's gonna be the de facto expert at this point. He knows. He's doing some really cool stuff with like image block and registering custom sources. So when you have a block binding, it has to have a source registered. By default, I think there's two sources registered by default, if I'm not mistaken. One is obviously post meta, and one is I think patterns. I'm not sure how the patterns part works yet, but Justin will absolutely be able to educate us all on it. Okay, so experiments, data views, lots going on with the data views. I think the data views are super cool. I'm quite excited with them, of them, about them, around them, for them. I don't know, words. words. Remove all. Notice the dispatch. Okay. Lots of documentation fixes. This is great. Code quality components. Man, there's a lot of changes in here. I think for the next couple of releases, which I don't actually know which version. I don't know what the last version of Gutenberg is going to be. That's in 6.5. I don't know if this one is, or maybe the next one. I can look it up real quick. Remove the experimental flag. Block bindings are no longer experimental, which is really cool. So they got rid of the slot and fill directives, but I don't know if they need them or not. In the interactivity API. Okay. Cool. Testing. Man, there's a lot of stuff. So first time contrivs. Anyone? No? Don't know any of them. Now let's see. Is anyone from the stream on here? I love doing this because if you're on here and I don't know you're watching, and yell, give me a whatever, a thing. Use words. A warning service of the block requires an index.sspp file. It was updated. Oh, nice. Was that? Where was that? That's a pretty cool one. Yeah. Rich. Mofis, hey, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Mo's joining us from YouTube, so for those on Twitch, you can't see him saying hi. So hello, Mofis. Mofis. I'm gonna say it like that. Okay. Anyways, I don't. Aki, you're not on here, are you? You usually hang out with us. So he's right here. But it's not. He like contributes. He builds Gutenberg like all by himself. So that's how he rolls. We got the heavy hitters in this group. Oh, there's Birgit. Okay. Cool. Aki is very awesome. Awesome. Okay, well that's 16.7. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe for more content on WordPress development. You can also join me live every Thursday at 10:30 Eastern on Twitch. Check the description for the link.